chatting to you from a very peaceful and tranquil setting in Cornwall on the Lizard. It's called Porthallow. It's just so nice to be somewhere where all I can hear is birds and water and no one can see me. I can't see anyone. There's 2 boats and that's it. I always tuck myself around the quiet corners because I just don't like anyone to be near me a lot of the time. It's so relaxing when you have a place like this to yourself. It's just surreal. It's Saturday. It's a Saturday evening right now. I'm feeling very calm, very grateful, and just really feel settled now. Since we moved house a couple of months ago, I actually feel like I'm here to stay now. Really working on making the house feel like our house, doing little personal touches to it, but my mind feels a bit more at ease now. Whereas usually I think about what's next, but I'm actually just able to enjoy and be content, which I haven't felt contentment for quite a long time, and it's one of my favourite feelings. I just feel settled, and it's nice to sit here and be able to say that and not have so many thoughts whirring through my mind. I'm an overthinker, as we've all established. Committed to slowly becoming just a stronger version of myself. You know how if you're an anxious person, sometimes you want to, I'm anxious so I need to do this and this confidently alone, but actually we have to make our decisions around what we enjoy. If you're an anxious person, you're still a person who has preferences, so it's really hard sometimes to make decisions that are rooted in who you are when it's hard to separate being an anxious person from your personality, and that's something I want to work on for sure. But I'm going to do it my own way, and I'm going to do it slowly, quietly, joyfully, and non-avoidantly. So much love to you all of you that are here and you watch me. This channel has given me so much purpose and enjoyment and reflection and connection. I'm loving the words today. Wow. I swear I only had a tiny bit of cider. It's nothing to do with that. Just feeling unbelievably content right now. Thank you very much to those of you that have enriched my life since moving to Cornwall, and some of you before. I'm very lucky. For so long I wanted this table runner. I think it's so beautiful. It's linen and it's in a mauve tone. My kitchen is blue, so I wanted to incorporate a little bit of pink into the dining space. So I found this on Vinted for £14 and it was £25 in M&S, hence why I didn't buy it. And then I asked the lady if I could have it for 11 and she agreed. So here we are. It was worth waiting for, and I decided I wanted to create a Brambly Hedge type setting for the table so I can read there, do my work there, eat, have a cup of tea, do crafts, whatever it is. I just thought I really want to make a little thing of this table for the time being, because we don't really sit at the table and eat together. We typically sit on the sofa and pull up the coffee table, which is our routine. So I figured that the dining room table could have some whimsical use, and I'm really looking forward to, in the winter time, not rushing the seasons of course, but having the living room and the dining room and the kitchen being filled with these candles and using that as my main source of light. I think that's very romantic and whimsical. So my inspiration for the table was Brambly Hedge. I thought it should feel as though a Brambly Hedge mouse is coming over for tea, or coming over to bake, or coming over to read, whatever it was. That was the vibe, and I think I've captured it. I appreciate that it's a bit childish maybe and a bit fussy, but I think it's fun for now. It's probably not a permanent thing. We'll see how convenient or inconvenient it becomes, but I love it. I wanted to make a lemon drizzle cake with blueberries because I think this is the perfect time of year to enjoy a sticky and sweet lemony cake. You may be better off following a well-reviewed recipe online, but I will tell you what I did in case you like the look of the end result and you want to make it yourself. I started with 1 block of salted butter. This was around 200 grams. I only had 1 egg, so I substituted the rest with Greek yogurt. I used 180 grams of Greek yogurt. This made the cake come out airy but very moist. As to not overmix the cake, I put these together and set that aside, and then I creamed together my sugar and butter. I used 225 grams of caster sugar and the same amount of flour. I find it's just easy. Really, I think the rule is supposed to be butter, caster sugar and self-raising flour all having the same amount of grams within them, but obviously I did not want to open another block of butter for the sake of 25 grams. Because this recipe is quite liquid heavy, I kind of added it in stages, so I think it was in thirds. I was cautious of over mixing the butter, so I was being quite quick with it. I was only having it on for a few seconds max at a time. Once all of that was incorporated, then I added in the self-raising flour. I went for a white organic self-raising flour from Sainsbury's, but I'm not a flour snob. I don't really know much about that and how much difference it makes. I'm sure using a cheap one would be totally fine, but if that's wrong, then do let me know in the comments if it makes a difference that you've noticed. Then I added in 1 unwaxed organic lemon. It is really important that it's unwaxed. Please be careful of that. Most recipes I've looked at don't include juice in the batter, but I do add a little bit of the lemon juice to the batter. But I just like to have both in there. And then I added some blueberries. These were frozen and I picked really small ones from the packet. I don't like when they're too big because they can be a little bit soggy. I'm not sure with fresh because I've only ever cooked with frozen. Just a little note, I dusted them with flour before adding them in. Apparently that helps to make them not sink, but I'm pretty sure mine did sink anyway. I hand mixed the blueberries in because the texture of the batter was perfect and I didn't want to risk over beating it. The mixture was very thick, so I made sure to flatten it down. I put it in the oven for, I think it was at least an hour at 170. I just juiced the rest of the lemon for the topping. I don't love the thick crust on the top, so I only did maybe 5 quite small teaspoons of sugar, and I didn't do too much of the topping either because I don't actually think it needs it. It's such a moist cake that I didn't really want to add loads of liquid running through it, but if you were doing it with normal eggs then you would probably want more of the liquid. My kitchen lacks skewers, so I had to use the thinnest thing I could find to poke holes in the top of the cake, ready to pour the mixture in. But you really do want it to be semi-cooled down, like not completely but a bit. If it's still really hot I wouldn't do it because I feel like it totally changes the cake. I'll be totally honest, I was really impressed with this. I'm not the best baker and I think I did very well because the texture was hard to describe. I've not really had a cake that's managed to be so moist and so light and airy at the same time. It was very strange but very delicious, and I accidentally nearly ate the whole thing in less than 24 hours, so I think that's testament to how delicious it was. Thank you again to my auntie and my nan for gifting me some baking bits because it's made it so much more enjoyable. Top on, you just can't really tell. I've ordered a wetsuit top with long sleeves, so I have spoken about I find it awkward wearing a bikini on the beach. I just don't feel comfortable being in a busy area in a bikini, and I don't like getting in the water in a bikini. There have been times when it's been really warm, I've got in the water, managed, got out, been freezing afterwards and really struggled to warm up again. I just don't like swimming costumes and bikinis, so I thought I could get a wetsuit type top and then I can go most of the year. So what I was thinking was, I'll show it to you. This brand is called, I don't know how to say it, I think it's Finisterre. Basically, this is a natural rubber, so it's better for the environment than other wetsuits. And I spotted that they had these two-piece sets that are quite hard to find. And they're a Cornish brand. They have their headquarters in St Agnes, which is quite near Truro. It's on the north coast. And I thought, when I saw it, I really wanted it. And Ollie's mum gave me, and partner, gave me money for my birthday to get the set. But this top is £100. So what I'm doing is, for the summer, oh my god, oh, this is not very me, absolutely terrible. This is so tight. I'm terrible with tight clothes. Oh my god. The size 10, 10s are always fine. So I will be really surprised if this is too tight, then I think they need to look at their sizing. Oh god. Is this what they're supposed to feel like? 'Cause this feels like death. Oh my god, like I just feel absolutely horrific. Oh, ew! I don't think I could cope. I don't think I could cope. It's actually hurting my neck. Look, I know they're supposed to be tight, but surely not. I actually can't feel my arms. After yesterday's horrific experience with that very tight wetsuit, bearing in mind I am very, very, very fussy with clothing, so some of you would probably try that on and manage, but right in my neck, this was the main issue, was right here. It was like sitting on my bone. Even if I did wear it and loosened it up a bit, because I did try it on again later on, it was a bit better. I wasted no time. I'm in my decision-making era. I can be tight with money and I put off things that would make my life better, like I'm doing a garden transformation now, which I'll show you soon, and there were things I wanted for the garden, and if I'd have just waited as I usually would, I wouldn't have got to use the garden until summer next year. Who knows what we'll be doing summer next year? So I don't want to lose a whole season or more enjoying the outside space. So I went and bought some stuff. I'm doing a transformation and I'm just going for it. Same with swimming. I just want to be able to get in the sea and enjoy Cornwall for all it has to offer and not have excuses or reasons for why I can't do it. I want to be able to live fully, and sometimes spending money is a part of that. So medium, which very comfortable, long enough, which can be really so hard, and also not having it cut too high up the sides. In the winter, I will purchase layers that I worry about in 3 months. So wetsuit leggings, wetsuit jacket like I had on yesterday, that's my plan. I should be able to go in a fair bit of the year. But these fit well actually. I wouldn't want to size up in these. These are swimming shorts. Very, very nice. I actually find those very comfortable. This is the whole outfit. I'm so chuffed. I picked Speedo because it has a option for Klarna or ClearPay. So Klarna, you can pay off the order in 3 payments. So this came to £308, and obviously I don't need 2 of the items, potentially 3 of the items. And by the time I've processed that refund, it will probably majorly bring down my payments, and then I'll be paid off quicker, and it's interest free. I have a delightful and very nourishing dinner recipe for you. It is lentil dal with some amazing toppings. I think this is such an affordable and delicious meal to have in the week, and you can bulk cook quite a lot of it. This particular recipe is a speedy one. You could take longer, you could cook it for longer, but my intention with this was to eat quickly, so I have switched up the cooking method slightly for that. To start, I cut up 1 red onion and 3 very large garlic cloves. I also cubed a whole butternut squash, and I had some frozen garlic. I fried all of this up with lots of seasonings. You only really need curry powder and cumin as your main, but I added smoked paprika and a few other bits that you would have seen just for extra flavour. Also, I did really big portions of this, so I did quite a lot of teaspoons of different seasonings. You probably wouldn't need to do so much, but I made probably 5 portions for this recipe. Some recipes call for chopped tomatoes, whereas I don't like that flavour. I don't like the acidic flavour. I feel like you have to make up for it with seasonings later on as well in the cooking process. So I just added a little bit just to create a bit of a paste with my amount of seasonings. I felt like you either want a fair bit of oil or maybe a bit of tomato puree. Not necessary though, because I then went in with a stock cube. You could use vegetable stock cubes or chicken stock cubes, and I basically did a sort of 5-minute high heat cook with the lid on, just to get it all going and trying to soften up that butternut squash. And after that, I added my coconut milk, because coconut milk is what you're supposed to cook it in. But if I'd have only cooked it in coconut milk, I would have had to have waited a lot longer. In all of my recipes, it goes without saying, salt and pepper to your taste. And I had, for toppings, chopped tomatoes, coriander, flatbreads and yogurt, which all of those just really bring this together and make it so refreshing. Also, if you have a bit of avocado, that is a delicious addition. Not a necessity, but the creaminess of it was really nice. I like to squeeze lemon over the top or lime, and I also use some chili flakes for a bit of heat. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the recipes, there's definitely more to come, and I'm thinking about doing a little autumn cookbook. If you got this far and you're not subscribed, then please join the community. We would absolutely love to have you.
Instead of attempting to cover up its mistreatment of him by inventing crimes he did not commit.